The curtain has finally fallen on one of the most explosive sagas in music history. Today, the world watches as Diddy Combs, the once untouchable mogul who shaped the sound and culture of an era, faces his most pivotal moment, sentencing day. For decades, Diddy symbolized the golden standard of hip-hop empire building: Bad Boy Records, fashion lines, nightlife ventures, and a brand synonymous with champagne, excess, and success. Yet here he stands in a stark courtroom, stripped of the glittering trappings that made him untouchable, as a judge prepares to decide his fate. This is no ordinary celebrity trial. This is a reckoning, the fall of a king. And the cameras are rolling. The build-up, a career of power and shadows. Diddy's name has always carried weight, in boardrooms, on award show stages, and in backrooms where the real deals were made. He was not just a music mogul, he was an architect of the 1990s sound, a man who turned artists like the notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and Maze into household names. But alongside the glitter came whispers, allegations of intimidation, exploitation, and unchecked power. For years, rumors swirled but rarely stuck. Diddy seemed untouchable, navigating controversy with charisma and a billionaire's shield. Until recently, the charges that brought him here, and the testimonies that shook the public, paint a picture not of a mogul but of a man whose empire was built on control, manipulation, and silence. Today, those silences have been broken. And the echoes are being heard in the halls of justice. The courtroom scene, silence before the storm. The atmosphere is electric inside the courthouse. Outside, streets are lined with reporters, fans, and protesters, some holding signs of support, others demanding justice. Every news outlet in the world has its cameras trained on this moment. Inside, the scene is stripped of glitz, white walls, mahogany benches, the harsh echo of footsteps on tiled floors. No red carpets here, just the weight of the law. Diddy, dressed in a muted gray suit, enters flanked by his legal team. He looks less like the king of hip-hop and more like any other man awaiting judgment. His eyes dart briefly toward the gallery, where family, industry insiders, and former collaborators sit, their faces taut with tension. The judge presides sternly, reminding everyone this is not a spectacle but a sentencing. Still, no one can deny the gravity of this cultural moment. The live stream, the world watches. Millions are watching the live stream across the globe. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram are ablaze, hashtags trending from hashtag Diddy sentencing to hashtag justice for victims. This isn't just a trial, it's an event that has cracked the foundation of celebrity culture. Commentators dissect every detail: the set of Diddy's jaw, the papers clutched by his attorney, the whispered exchanges between prosecutors. Some viewers tune in out of morbid curiosity, others out of loyalty to a man whose music shaped their lives. But all understand they are witnessing history. The prosecution speaks. The prosecution wastes no time. They paint Diddy not as a man of music, but as a man who wielded fame like a weapon. They speak of victims silenced by fear, of patterns of abuse masked by wealth and influence. They remind the court of the larger message this case sends: that power does not excuse accountability. Your Honor, the prosecutor declares, this is about more than one man. This is about whether justice can truly reach those who believe themselves beyond its grasp. The words hang heavy in the air. The defense's plea. Diddy's legal team counters with a portrait of a flawed but human man. They point to his philanthropy, his role in shaping modern music, his position as a father. They argue that redemption is possible, that a man of such cultural importance should not be defined solely by his worst mistakes. The defense pleads for leniency, citing his legacy and the potential for rehabilitation. But the courtroom remains divided, some nod in agreement, others scoff in disbelief. The victims' voices. Perhaps the most powerful moment comes when the victims, past collaborators, former partners, and individuals long silenced, step forward to speak. Some tremble, some rage, but all share one unifying thread: the breaking of silence. One voice cracks as she recounts years of trauma hidden behind the bright lights of fame. Another accuses the industry itself of enabling Diddy's power. Each testimony is a dagger, cutting through the courtroom's tension and reminding everyone that this is not just about headlines. This is about human lives. The judge deliberates. The silence that follows is suffocating. The judge leans back, hands folded, eyes narrowing in thought. The world waits. Time stretches unbearably. This moment isn't about wealth, fame, or Grammy wins. It is about justice. The sentence. The gavel strikes. The judge's words are firm, deliberate, and unshakable. Diddy's fate is sealed: years of prison time, restitution to victims, and the dismantling of a myth that seemed indestructible. Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Outside, cheers and tears collide in the streets. Inside, Diddy closes his eyes. For the first time, the man who built an empire out of spectacle faces a reality he cannot spin. Reactions across the globe. The fallout is instant. Fans are split, some devastated, others vindicated. Industry insiders scramble to distance themselves, issuing statements of support for victims and solidarity with justice. Music historians note that this marks the end of an era, the final unmasking of a mogul who once represented hip-hop's triumph but now symbolizes its darkest shadows. Social media explodes. Memes, think pieces, and live reactions flood timelines. Cultural critics debate whether this sentencing is a true turning point for celebrity accountability or just another fleeting spectacle in the endless news cycle. Legacy in ruins. What happens now? Diddy's name will forever be entangled with both the heights of cultural influence and the depths of scandal. His catalog, his business empire, his influence, all are now stained. The question is whether the industry will finally reckon with its complicity or simply move on to the next spectacle. For the victims, the sentencing brings a measure of closure, though scars remain. For the public, it forces reflection. How long did we cheer for a man while ignoring the whispers? How many more stories remain hidden under the weight of fame and fortune? Watching history unfold. As the live stream fades, the image lingers. Diddy led away, no longer the untouchable mogul but a man bound by the law. For the music industry, for celebrity culture, for society at large, this is a watershed moment. The echoes of the gavel will be felt for years to come. Closing thoughts. Today was more than a sentencing. It was the tearing down of a myth, the unmasking of a culture that too often excuses power. Diddy's day of reckoning may mark the beginning of a new era where celebrity no longer shields one from consequence. Or perhaps, in time, it will fade into memory, another scandal in the endless churn of headlines. But for now, the world has watched. And the verdict is clear: the music industry's brightest star has fallen, and justice, however imperfect, has spoken.